her eyes tell exactly what she's feeling. The love story is so incredible and their dynamic is so incredible. If it weren't Kevin, I don't know who could have done it in such a fun, charming way. He puts his arm around her and she kind of nuzzles into him. I thought, oh, we've got it.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm so excited to welcome Kate Gordon to the podcast today. Kate is an executive producer for Villa Amore, this week's Hallmark movie of the week, starring Eloise Mumford and Kevin McGarry. Kate, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be talking to you and to be talking about Villa Amore. It was so much fun and I want to talk about it all the time. So this is perfect.
Well, we're excited to see it this weekend. And we, like I said, we always have so many behind the scenes questions leading up to it. So I'm thrilled that you've made some time to be able to share about your experience and to kind of get us a little bit more excited for the movie. So let's start with, we've seen some pictures out there on social media with you alongside the director, Clare, and Alexander Koskis, who is also an executive producer of this film and leading up to Villa Amore. So can you tell us about your role in bringing this movie to Hallmark?
Yes. So actually, my business partner in Rolling Clover, our production company, is an actress by the name of Joanna Garcia Swisher. She was starring in a movie for Hallmark called As Luck Would Have It, filming in Ireland with Claire directing and Alex producing. So Alex brought this idea to us and we kind of all ran with it from there. It was really fun. I had spoken to Claire on the phone many times. I had never met her till I got to Italy. And I will say it was a match made in heaven. I had the best time with her. And I, of course, love Alex and Michael. I was really involved in the development alongside Alex. And really, I just wanted to be a great creative partner for Claire. You know, we're in a foreign country, there's language barriers, there's a lot going on. And I just wanted to make sure that she always had somebody to bounce creative ideas off of and to have an advocate for her. And we had the best time. Italy was great.
That is awesome. So I'm so excited to talk more about that. So you mentioned your production company, Rolling Clover. Could you share a little bit about what that is all about and, you know, some of the things that we can look forward to?
Joe and I started a lifestyle site called The Happy Place. From that grew a production company and a book club, which is Rolling Clover Reads and Rolling Clover Entertainment. This is our first production, which we're very excited about. And we have 3 more coming out Hallmark in August, which is particularly thrilling to us because they were book club picks, the Providence Falls series. It's a trilogy that will air August 2nd, 9th, and 16th.
So if I were to ask you, you know, I don't know much about Providence Falls, which I'm super excited to watch. I know there's been a lot of chatter about it now that Hallmark has kind of let the cat out of the bag that it's happening. Yeah. Tell me, what kind of stories are you most passionate about bringing to our screen?
We love stories that are female focused, that feature badass women doing amazing things. So we obviously love stories. There's a beautiful love story in Villa Amore. There's a beautiful love story in Providence Falls, but we're really focused at telling female-driven stories.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's been fun to watch the emphasis that Hallmark has even put on having more females directing their movie.
I will say out of the 4 movies, all female directors.
That's amazing.
We were very excited about that.
That is awesome. Would you say, since we're talking a bit about your role as a producer, what's something that people would be most surprised about in your role?
About being a producer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, just the lack of knowing what to expect. There's no set role. Every day it's something different. You're putting out fires right and left. You are babysitting sometimes. You are running around like a chicken with your head cut off, managing everything. So I think that it sounds a lot more maybe predictable than it actually is. It's a very unpredictable job.
Got it. Well, that kind of resonates with what Alex shared with me, how part of that job that he loves is the problem solving aspect of it. And so it sounds, Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. So about when you got the green light that and Hallmark was like, we're doing this, and I know that there was quite a bit of a process to get it to
Uh-huh.
actually to our screen. So what did your involvement look like once Hallmark gave you guys the green light?
Oh, really, Alex, Joe, Michael, and I did it, and Claire, of course, did it all. We did location scouting, tech scouts, wardrobe approvals, script tweaks. I mean, everything that you can imagine. And that was all before we got to Italy. That was kind of leading up to it. And then once we got to Italy, it was really just more of that, making sure it was a really demanding schedule. Claire did an amazing job of keeping us moving, but just managing time, people, creative, just all the budget, all the aspects.
There's a picture out there of you and Claire, several, but there's a picture of you guys out there kind of prepping. Can you talk a little bit about what that looked like, how early you got there to get ready for filming?
So Claire got there very early. We were all filming Providence at the same time. So
Wow.
I only got there, it was actually, I was joining a lot on Zoom in very early hours, as much as
Yeah.
I could, while, you know, Providence and Villa Amore overlapped. So I got out there about 10 days before we started filming.
Okay.
And, you know, Claire and I were having a blast. We met Bocce. We got to pick Bocce, our beloved donkey. We were meeting at the hotel late at night with our little Apple pens, going over scripts and wardrobes. We were kind of just in the thick of it together. It was really fun. I feel very lucky given that I had never met her in person before that
Yeah.
moment. Like she will be a lifelong friend. She's
Yeah. You guys just gelled that well. That's amazing.
yeah,
So what's it like when you're scouting locations in a place as iconic as Italy?
crowded. Very crowded. We started at the Trevi fountain. We got there at 6:30. Our first shot was at 7. By 7:30, there were 1,000 people out there.
Oh my goodness.
It was actually really fun because they took us around in golf carts during the scout, and I kind of got to check things off my list that I wanted to see too.
Yeah.
Uh, it was it was challenging though. It was crowd control was challenging. Um, the language barrier is challenging,
Mhm.
and you know, making sure you find these breathtaking locations and do them justice
Mhm.
is important. You know, we shot this entire thing in Italy. Nothing is faked for anything else. And we
Mhm.
really wanted to make sure you could feel that beauty on screen.
Yeah. Did you arrive with like a dream list of places that you could film and then have to make any adjustments?
Yes, we did. We arrived with a dream list. We had to cut, I think, one location we weren't allowed to film at, and one other we shot, but we ran out of time, so we had to cut it out of the movie.
Oh gosh.
So we had so many iconic sites, and the love story is so incredible, and their dynamic is so incredible that because Rome kind of is the beginning montage, and we wanted to get our viewers to them so quickly, we had to lose things that we loved, but very little, very
Yeah.
little.
Yeah. So you mentioned they. Let's talk a little bit about when you found out that Eloise Mumford and Kevin McGarry would be playing Liara and Leo. What made each of them feel right for these roles?
First of all, they both just sparkle. They are incredible. Eloise is so real and so grounded and brings so much empathy and heart, and her eyes tell exactly what she's feeling. So the way she's able to convey emotion just through her eyes blew my mind. So that to me was really made me so excited to work with her. Uh, Kevin is so funny and so charming. And there's some moments in the movie where he has to tease her a little bit. And it if it weren't Kevin, I don't know who could have done it in such a fun, charming way that didn't make you feel like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And so he brought so much to it. I actually sent him a text after I watched it for the first time that said, I knew you were great while we were filming. You are flipping fantastic.
Amazing.
They both exceeded every expectation, and I was really excited. I didn't know who we were going to get, and was over the moon when those two names came to us.
So what do you think that audience members will love about Eloise and Kevin's chemistry that we see?
I feel like they had a real genuine friendship, which I think comes through. I said to everybody after we filmed, like, I think they'll be friends for life. I mean, at one point during an lighting change, they were listening to music in the yard of the villa and just kind of dancing. And I thought they really like each other. Like, they
Mhm.
are actual friends. Kevin's wife wasn't able to come. Eloise's boyfriend was with us. The three of them would go out all the time. Like, they were really friends. And you can feel that there was a lot of mutual respect, a lot of mutual admiration. They were always looking out for each other. And I think that that really comes through in their chemistry. They're not faking enjoying each other.
Yeah,
So it's really special. They're really special together.
that's exciting. That makes it even more
I feel like
exciting.
Hallmark will do another movie with them as co-stars.
I wondered, so we've seen co-stars on Hallmark where they just continue to go back to that pairing. And I wondered, knowing Eloise's roles, and she's fantastic. And then so many of the people that follow this podcast also follow Kevin. And I thought, will they get another Hallmark? So,
I would be surprised if they didn't.
yeah.
So genuine and so special. I mean, I keep going back to that story, but like seeing the two of them in the midst of a 10-hour workday in like a 10-minute lighting change, and they're just having fun, dancing in the yard, listening to music, talking about whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a genuine friendship.
that's so cool. So
It
they
was.
play Liara and Leo. What makes their relationship so compelling?
Leo and Liara.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of times, you see one character that is kind of needs to change and needs to grow and needs to be saved, and another character that does the saving. It's not
Mm,
as dramatic as that, but this is really two people. Liara has a great life in Chicago.
yeah.
Her going to Italy is unexpected. Her life isn't what she thought he is. He has a great life in Italy. He is, and it's not two flawed people that need to be saved. It's not somebody that is doing the saving. It's two people who are living lives that are very real, that find each other and make both their lives better. It's not a, I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to describe this. They could be fine on their own,
Mhm.
but together they're perfection.
Mm,
And you realize what life could be when you pair with somebody that is on your level, I think is the best way to kind of describe what makes them so perfect for each other.
that's great. So, how do you think fans will resonate with either Liara or Leo's story?
Well, first of all, with Liara, we've all had our hearts broken. So I think that's an easy one. With Leo, I think we can all be feel the pressure of expectations, of other people's expectations, of our parents' expectations, of the expectations of life, getting what you want and realizing that you're living somebody else's expectations. So I think there's a lot in there for both of them for viewers to grab onto.
That's awesome. Get you
It's
even more excited.
I'm so excited. It's so good. I cannot wait for everybody to see it.
So, several of us have already got to read the blog that came out yesterday,
Yes.
where there was a great take from Eloise, and you mentioned that that was one of the highlights. Even though you had so many amazing things happening in Italy, that one of the highlights for you in this project was working with Eloise. So, can you expand upon that a little bit more?
Eloise is a very special person. She is real and honest and vulnerable and funny and all of those things. And working with her is really delightful. She is a team player. She always puts the project first. She is beyond prepared, which I just appreciate so much. It should be a given, but it isn't always. She is just remarkable. She's really a remarkable person. And she can cry on command, which blew my mind. So always wonder when I read a script, like, are we going to get a tear? Are we not? And she can do it. She's incredible. She can do so many things. She's so versatile. And I just think that I hope everybody gets a chance to work with her. She is really special.
So did you have any opportunities to also do some collaborating with Kevin?
I did. Kevin and Eloise are very different in their approach, which made it really fun. And I think added to a lot of the chemistry and the spontaneity that they share. Kevin is a pro. You can tell that he is on a show that has been successful for 100 years because he is so professional. He is such an amazing collaborator. We had a lot of fun dealing with, we were all kind of in it together. But I tried to collaborate with him every step that I could. I think it was always important to get his input. And I think that he had some, I don't want to give anything away, but there's one amazing scene in the movie that Kevin really had a really good idea for. At first, it was not how Claire and I were picturing it. We did it Kevin's way, and it was fantastic. And I really appreciated that he didn't, he just came to it like, I think it might be better this way. What do you think?
Yeah.
Which is so special because it leaves room for us to say, we agree, we're not sure, try it. And we did all those things. And I will say he was 100% correct. And it's in the movie, and I can't tell you what it is, but I'll tell you after you see it.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So, when were you on set for all of filming?
I was.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you, do you have a moment that really stood out as something that was like exciting or emotional or even unexpectedly moving?
Well, obviously all the sightseeing stuff was incredible. Our last day was so overwhelming. We had a really big last day. And the minute we wrapped and we were all celebrating together, I thought, oh, I wish I could start this over and do it again, knowing that it was going to turn out great.
Mhm.
I got really emotional at a scene where you think they're going to kiss and they don't. I loved every second of that. It was special. I kind of thought their first kiss would be the first time that in the movie that got tears for me, but it wasn't. It was this scene where I just thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so hard to answer some of these questions without giving anything away.
You're
But
great.
there was a lot. There was a lot. Seeing the villa completed was amazing. Seeing the scenes with Mia and Marco, their neighbors, are really special. There's a scene with where Eloise, where Liara really shows up big for Mia, and that made me cry.
Oh, wow.
It was a really special moment between two women having each other's backs, and it was beautiful in the way that Eloise delivered it. And Mia, the actress who plays Mia, is phenomenal, an Italian actress, and it was really special.
Was there a moment where everything came together and you thought we captured something really special here?
So obviously, so we shot Rome on the first day. So we spent the first day of shooting getting one page of the script, her sightseeing adventure. That we saw those dailies and we thought, okay, it's beautiful. I felt like when we filmed their first kiss, which was early on, and they are on a picnic blanket, and he puts his arm around her and she kind of nuzzles into him, I thought, oh, we've got it. We've got it.
So what I hear you saying is there's more than one kiss also.
There is. But I thought, and that was again the first few days of filming. We weren't far into it. And I just, I have a picture, which I'll actually send to you, of them laying on the blanket that I just snapped of them. And you can see it in their eyes. And in that moment, I'm like, oh, this is it. We've done it. It's going to be spectacular.
That's cool. So how was making Villa Amore different than the other projects that you've worked on?
So the other project is a trilogy. is a what is the best way to describe this? It is a love story that takes place in present day Pacific Northwest and 1800s Ireland. And it's the same two characters in both lifetimes. So it was really different. First of all, it was 3. So we shot over 3 months, which made it a lot easier. The locations appeared in all 3 movies. That got easier as we went on. It was more of a marathon. Villa Amore was a sprint. Every day was jam-packed. And also, I think what made it a little bit harder is that it takes place over 98 days.
Yeah.
That's a lot of outfit changes. So there were some times that we were changing Eloise 6, 7 times a day. So that is really, really challenging. Just showing that passage of time over that long of a period.
Got it. Would you say that that was the biggest challenge in filming Villa Amore?
I mean, honestly, that was hard, but also it was just really long days. It was, we had 150 scenes or something like that. I think on average, normally you probably have 80. And so it was a lot of locations. It was a lot of wardrobe changes. It was a lot of, just a lot of turnover. It was a true dream team. I think obviously between Claire, myself, Joe, Alex, and Michael, we had our crew. And I kind of gave this toast on the last night of filming while we were all having a glass of champagne together. But I thought, and I said to them, we asked so much of you, and every single department, every single actor, every single person that walked on that set delivered above and beyond.
Sounds like a dream team. Like,
it really
you have to do it again now, right?
I want to. All the time, I think I wish I could go back.
I know, right? Forget about Italy. Just go back with the people.
Exactly. Yes. And Italy was great. So
there you go. Do you have a favorite scene from the film, or one that you're especially proud of, without giving it away?
Oh, yeah. So my favorite scene is one that I mentioned. So there's 2.
Okay.
There's a scene where, no, there's 3.
Do it. We love scenes. Share them all.
There is a scene between Liara and Leo on her patio where it's just really beautiful. I will tell you after you see it, but there's so much emotion, and it really, really just hit me hard because she's crying, and then when it really gets down to it, she's not crying for the reason you think she's crying, and he just takes care of her in such a beautiful way that makes me cry every time. There is a scene between them, not the picnic scene, but at that same lake, which I think is really special, that kind of lays the groundwork for a potential future between them. Those are probably my 2 favorite scenes in the movie.
Got it. That's exciting. So to you, what makes Villa Amore so special?
Villa Amore is so special, large in part to Kevin and Eloise and their chemistry, large in part to the amazing Italian actors. I mean, we round out this cast with, you're going to love it, from his Nona to Enzo, the real estate person, to Mia and Marco. I mean, it is an incredible cast of characters. And I think it's just really special because it gives you a lot of hope. It makes you feel like life is always taking left turns, throwing you curveballs, doing all of the things, and something so spectacular can be waiting right around the corner. And I think that that's just a really, really beautiful message. And I think that that makes it very special.
Got it. So that is a nice segue into, I was going to ask what you hope that audience members will take away from this film. Is there a feeling that you hope lingers, or when the credits roll, how you want people, reacting?
I feel like this movie is wildly charming. I feel like it feels like a warm hug. And I want people to take that from it. I want people to, I know this is kind of a silly thing to say, but it just kind of makes you feel like love could be anywhere.
Mm.
And I want people to take that with them, to feel like chances are worth it. Love
Mhm.
is worth it. Stepping outside of your box is worth it. And that's kind of what I hope people carry from seeing it.
Okay, that sounds so fun. So, I'm getting all warm and fuzzy here.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Is filming abroad something that you'd love to do again?
I would love to do it again. There are tremendous challenges. Um, Obviously the language is a big one, and it's everybody there spoke English. It was not, but I realized that we don't necessarily mean things as literally as we say them. That was a big one. They are very literal. So once we caught on to kind of that, we were like, oh, okay, yes, they're taking like there's a lot
Yeah.
of margin for error. Um, but I would love to film abroad. I mean, it was spectacular and beautiful in every way, and just immersing yourself in another country. I brought my son who's 3, and for him to be able to live that for 5 weeks was amazing. And I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would ideally do it again with the same group of people.
Wow, what a deal.
I want to say Alex and Michael did our trilogy with us as well. So we've
Okay.
had a really great relationship with them, and they're wonderful partners. So it was fun to be over there with them too.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have like a dream location already in your head of where you would love to go film?
I'd love to go to Spain or Portugal. I've never been to Portugal. I would love to go there. Or Greece. I have a lot. I have a lot.
So you've talked about, getting the whole group back together, and even, we've talked a little bit about, would Eloise and Kevin do another movie together? So can you see Villa Amore becoming the start of something, whether it's another film, a sequel, or even Kevin and Eloise doing another project
I
together?
definitely see Kevin and Eloise working together. I definitely see our group working together. I feel like there could be room for a sequel. I guess I haven't thought about that because I feel like we did kind of wrap up their love story. But I do think there could be a cool jumping off point with where they kind of leave things.
Okay.
Don't worry, they're happily together. I don't mean in that regard. Nobody panic. This was some other through lines of the movie.
Do you have a moment from filming that whether it's in the movie or even just an experience that you had that you're just never going to forget?
I am never we shot at a hotel that is faces the Pantheon. There is one balcony that overlooks the Pantheon in this incredible piazza that is crowded with 1,000 people. My son and my mom came to set that day. My husband hadn't come to Italy yet. And watching Eloise alone out on that balcony, one balcony in the entire square with 1,000 people looking up at her, and over the Pantheon behind her. And she is eating gelato and picks up a bottle of champagne and swigs from it. And I thought, this is like a pinch me moment. First of all, this woman is Liara. Like, she has transformed into Liara. And when are we ever going to see this again? A single balcony that is big enough to hold one person, and there she is. And it was so stunning and so spectacular and so beyond the realm of what I thought was even possible when we first talked about shooting at these sites in Italy. And that was like a total pinch me moment.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was great.
I'm ready for a Saturday night, right?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, do you want to play a little game with me here?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, so I kept these are several of these questions are questions that I asked Alex as well. So I kept them very Italian-like. So
Okay.
just to get a little bit to get to know you a little bit more. So if you could only eat one Italian dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Gelato,
Oh,
dark chocolate gelato, maybe with pistachio, maybe with whipped cream.
oh, I
That
would
would be
not
my
even
thing.
thought pistachio.
Oh my God, it's delicious. So good. I ate that more than I'd like to admit.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to go get some.
Yeah.
All right, let's say that you had a free afternoon during filming. Where in Italy would you go explore?
So I, every weekend, probably walked 20,000 steps a day. I found my way up to an orange grove that has an incredible view of the city, beautiful orange trees, and it's next to this church from the 1300s, and it's spectacular, and you can see the Vatican, and I would go there every day.
Wow.
It was
And it's got to be crazy when you're in a place that's so historical that there's going to be these beautiful sites that are not even necessarily recognized by people in
no,
America, but you just
no.
are still like, you just want to stare at places like
This
that.
church, there wasn't a single person in it. It's not on the greatest hits list. It's
Yeah.
not on anything.
Yeah.
And it was so silent and
Yeah.
beautiful. This
Yeah.
area was very silent. A tour guide had turned me onto it. He kept saying it's the Beverly Hills of Rome. And I kept saying, what makes it the Beverly Hills of Rome? And he said, because it's the only area in Rome that's silent. You don't
Wow.
hear traffic, you don't hear people, you don't hear. And so I loved walking up there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Your little moment to get away, right?
Yeah.
All right. Are you more of a slow cappuccino at the cafe type or give me a shot of espresso and let's go type?
Slow cappuccino. Every time we'd go somewhere and they'd give you a coffee, it was this big. I'm like, no, I need a cappuccino. I realized that Americans drink coffee in bulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's very few Starbucks in Rome. I think I can't remember if there's 2 or 3. They are only by tourist locations because the Italians are like, why on earth would you ever drink a Starbucks?
Right.
And anytime that we were near a Starbucks, Claire and I would run to it, get a Starbucks, and take it back to set. But cappuccino in a cafe all the way.
So did they find it offensive if you said like, because I'm an Americano gal. I mean, I love an espresso, but I need water in it because I need more, right?
Yeah, the
They get
volume.
offended when you would ask for like an Americano?
No, sometimes they laugh,
Yeah.
but no, they were truly the night, very little offends them,
Yeah.
at least our crew. And they would kind of laugh and say, of course, you need a
Yeah.
cappuccino, you need sugar, you need all the things. And yeah,
You're an American.
yeah, yeah, exactly. They loved that we loved Starbucks so much. That just tickled them beyond anything you can imagine.
All right. So you have an option between a Vespa ride through Rome or a gondola ride in Venice.
I would do a gondola ride in Venice.
Mm.
The Vespa in Rome, I don't have enough confidence in my driving abilities to be able to do that. I actually did take it. I took my son on a train to Venice we didn't even spend the night. And we did take a gondola ride. And honestly, I hadn't been to Venice in 25 years and it was magical. Really seeing it through his eyes. He kept saying, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And I thought, and you never will. There is nothing else like Venice. And so I would say gondola ride.
Okay. All right. With your slow drinking
Yeah,
cappuccino.
exactly.
What's something from the set or one of the locations you wish you could have brought home in your suitcase?
I did bring something home.
What'd you bring home?
So, in the opening sequence, or the first sequence in Rome, Liara buys a piece of art from a street artist.
Mhm.
And then later you see it framed in her finished villa, and I brought it home.
Yay!
I brought it
That's
home. When
awesome.
they went to buy it so they could put it in the villa, I was like, no, I'll buy it. I want this to be mine. I want to take this home. So I took that home with me. I have it in my house.
That's so awesome. I mean, now every time you see it, you're going to think
I
about this.
know. Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
It's actually a little teeny painting of the Pantheon and the hotel and the balcony that she was
Oh,
that earlier scene I
that
mentioned.
moment. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If your time in Italy were a postcard, what would the picture be of?
Oh, that is a very good question. First of all, the villa was spectacular, so I want to say the villa, but honestly, I would probably say the Trevi Fountain. Every time I passed it, I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
Yeah.
It's so spectacular. And it was my son's favorite place to go with a bucket of coins, and we would just throw them in. Oh, this is something. They clean out the fountain 3 times a week. So actually, when we filmed at the Trevi Fountain, they shut the water off. And we had to actually have them turn the water back on at the Trevi Fountain so we could finish shooting the scene with Eloise. that was an unexpected thing that we like when we talk about the unpredictable of being a producer. There you go,
Yeah.
getting the water turned back on at the
There you
Trevi.
go. I mean, was that a phone call? Was somebody hanging out by the
There was
switch?
a lot going on. I mean, we had a drone. We had a drone that somehow crashed. That was a chaotic day.
Wow.
But yes, that was a surprising behind the scenes thing that we had to real-time troubleshoot. And it's wild. I think I actually have the video that Michael Goldstein took of the moment we got the water turned back on, which I'll send to you.
Okay.
We were like, oh, there's no more water. It was surprising.
Okay, and you've talked about Providence Falls, so we're going to be looking for that in August. Okay,
so it'll be the first one. It'll be this August 2nd, August 9th, and August 16th, I believe.
Okay.
Those are the final dates.
All right.
Things change rapidly, but that's the last I heard.
Yeah. Well, and again, you're always welcome to come back. We'd love to chat more about that trilogy. So where can people follow you on social media to kind of stay up with your projects and things?
So our Instagram is The Happy Place. And my personal Instagram is Miss Kate Gordon. I am not the best Instagrammer, so for better updates, I would follow The Happy Place.
Okay.
And then we have a website called thehappyplacepresents.com.
Okay. All right. That's exciting. So just circling back to the movie this week, for those of you that are following along, Villa Amore airs Saturday night, 8/7 Central on the Hallmark channel. It'll be on Hallmark Plus the next day. We are so excited to see Eloise and Kevin come together and see this amazing chemistry that you've talked about, to see this project. Always exciting to talk with people that bring these projects to life. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to share it with somebody else. Hit the like and subscribe button. Kate, thank you so much for being here, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. This was fun. I can't wait to come back. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.